I love Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, big whoop, right? You're just a random guy on the internet who loves this game in a community of, like, millions and billions of people. Yes, I'm aware of this. Now, I can like what I like just because someone else, has a million people liking it. I don't even know, man. Okay, let me just get one thing straight. I cannot deny the impact that the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise has left on my life. Because it was the first video game I ever played, it was the first of many things for me, Sonic was always there for me, it inspired me, it still inspires me with creative potential. All the original Genesis games, Sonic Mania, those are the good games, those are the games that really inspire me in my everyday life. Boy, I wonder if all the modern games are terrible! But I digress. So today I wanted to discuss something that I have always wanted to discuss on this channel. That being the Sonic movies. In 2020, we received the release of the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie ever theatrically, which may seem like a big deal at first, but then it kind of just faded from my mind all because of that stupid redesign thing. Yeah, that thing. But yeah, naturally I was able to watch it, and I actually really enjoyed it. And now that the second one has released, I figured I'd go ahead and take a look at both of them and see what the big deal is, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I love Sonic the Hedgehog, okay? I love it. That's no good! Get some chili dogs, bro! So what are my thoughts on the original Sonic movie that went through so much hell to get made, all because of this random redesign and all that jazz? I'm just gonna flat out say it. I don't think this movie is terrible in any way. Don't get me wrong, there are flaws with it. There is still problems with this movie, but Sonic the Hedgehog is a really great video game movie. It blew people's expectations away. We all thought it was gonna be another, that old Mario Brothers movie that's terrible that I've never seen and I don't bother seeing, But, yeah, this movie was just so dang good. It felt like the feel of Sonic. It felt like the feel. Let's first talk about this movie and, what it represents. So I feel like it works in the sense of, oh yeah, it's Sonic's origins. That's really it. The structure of the movie is your typical, oh buddy, road trip comedy. I'm fine with that. The problem with that is I kind of expected a little more. I like how the opening, it's funny, Longclaw's only there for, hardly any time, and they forget about her for the rest of the movie, so it's what was even the point of that? But yeah, the opening is interesting, setting up, where Sonic used to live as a child, and how he got those teleportation rings. I think that's cool. I just felt like they could have done more with that. The overall structure of the movie is pretty loose. There's moments where it'll forget about Sonic, or it will just have long, drawn-out scenes of, Robotnik going nuts. Don't get me wrong, Robotnik's amazing in this, and I'll come back to that. I just felt like the structure of the movie was kind of, it was kind of going wild. I felt like the third act was the strongest because it was able to, keep everything together. It made sure, it's still Sonic. I just didn't know. Speaking of which, I should talk about Sonic himself for a little bit. Holy cow, this is, one of my favorite incarnations ever in the franchise. I'm not even lying. His character here is spot on. That cocky teenager with, crazy energy, it matches who he is. He's a super fast hedgehog. He literally has that. Even him doing stupid pop culture references occasionally made me laugh because it's it makes sense. Ben Schwartz is also amazing at this role. I was kind of skeptical at first, oh, right, yeah, we're gonna get, a celebrity to do this. No, he managed to keep Sonic in his truest form. Sure, nothing will be as great as, Jaleel White or anything. But, this actor did a really great job, and I'm excited, to see how he can do this character in the future. Another big part of this movie that really caught my attention, when it was coming out, was Jim Carrey as Robotnik. A lot of people were kind of weirded out at the fact, oh yeah, they're getting this random comedian, this guy who is made for crazy roles to do Robotnik. He somehow made the character work, though. I don't think every single delivery hits with Robotnik, but the ones that do really hit. Jim Carrey is, one of the funniest actors on the planet, so to see him just give his all into this is hilarious. Especially since he did Robotnik after a 4-year hiatus of acting. That, my friends, is what I call dedication. But let me get into some, like, nitpicks I have with the movie, because I don't really have anything to say that's bad about it. The human stuff is handled kind of mixed, in my opinion. Like, I felt like there were scenes where, like, it was just drawn out and it was cheesy. Like, that whole Olive Garden gag near the end of the movie is just terrible. Like, what was the point of that? Like, come on, I get it's 2020, okay? You don't have to try so hard, alright? But, yeah, the only, like, human character, aside from Tom, that I really thought, like, needed to be in the movie, even though she wasn't even connected to the Sonic plot, that Karen lady, I forgot her name, but, like, is that lady who was just, like Tom's wife's sister, I think? Like I said, I can't remember, but, like, she's, like, the funniest part of the movie. Like, it's so good. Here, you know what? Let me look it up real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just Googled it, and her name's Rachel. Yeah, best human in the movie aside from Tom. That's all I need to say about that. I also thought Agent Stone was pretty okay. Like, hopefully he gets more, relevance. Another thing about this movie that kind of bothers me a bit, but I can't say it. It pesters me because I'm a Sonic fan after all. It's the fan service. I really like the winks to fans. For example, in that opening where Sonic's like getting chased down by Robotnik, that street that it freeze frames on as he's like saying, "So you might be wondering how I got here. That street sign says Mega Drive." I never noticed that. YouTube had to tell me that Easter egg. So pretty good stuff. So overall, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog, like, 1, that's a pretty good movie. I don't think it's great or mind-blowing or any way. I just thought it was fun. It really stayed true to the Sonic's, like, roots with his own character. Like, I really appreciate what they did there, so. Now, at the time of recording this, Sonic 2 just came out a few days ago in theaters, so now I am gonna go see it today at the theater. Boy, I can't wait to see how this goes. I can't wait to see how Sonic 2 will live up to all the potential that the original set up. Boy, I can't wait. Alright, I know I'm kind of just babbling at this point, but yep. Oh boy. Sonic 2 is the best video game movie I've ever seen. I cannot stress enough how much this movie satisfied me. More than satisfied me, just amazed me. Like, it was everything I thought it was going to be going in, but somehow it still managed to be amazing in every single way. Don't get me wrong, this movie has, once again, little, not necessarily major problems, just little problems I have, like with the first, but holy cow, it's everything the first one did, just 10 times bigger and better. Like, I can't even stress this enough. It's kind of like the games, each one got better. So is Sonic 3 gonna be the Chad of, like, just movies, period? Just like how Sonic 3 is the Chad of video games for me? I don't know, maybe. One of the things that made this movie really stand out to me was, just how well, like, written the plot was. Like, there was relevance to the games, there was relevance to the canon of the previous movie. I really appreciate how they brought back Longclaw and used her as a device to not only call back to the first movie, but also to give some good lore and be able to establish the tribulations that Sonic and Tails will have to go through. There's a lot of really nice stuff in here like that. Probably the best part of this movie would have to be Knuckles. Come on! He is so dang cool! Like, his voice actor, Idris Elba, did a tremendous job carrying this character. Like, he took his role very seriously, and the fact they're now going to do a TV series because of how great he did, that just goes to show. He really dedicated himself to this. Same could go for Sonic and Tails, although I feel like Tails did get a little sidelined because, they were trying to focus so hard on Sonic and Knuckles that it was to the extent where, it was like that. Some of the characters didn't get enough attention. There was so much going on in this movie. There's so many characters, so many subplots. That was kind of insane. Agent Stone was, like, kind of typical and bland in the first movie. He works fine, though, there. It's just here, he just somehow is 10 times better. Like, it amazes me. Like, all the characters develop so naturally. Well, Sonic's arc isn't the best. I love Tails' arc. I love Rachel's arc there. I remembered her name, the Karen lady. That entire scene was just kind of nice, even though it was stupid, not necessary in the movie. They had to shoehorn in a romance because, of course, they did. It's one of those movies, but yeah, it still worked pretty well. I didn't think it was that bad. That's probably my main problem with the movie is the human subplot, though. I do feel like it drags a lot, and it takes way too long. It could cut it down like 5 to 10 minutes. Like, probably even... You probably could just cut it out and completely... I don't think the movie would change that badly. It still works because, they try to connect it back to Sonic. I just feel like there's a long part where it's like they forget about Sonic for a little bit. So, yeah, I was just kind of sitting there nodding off in the theater. I was like, oh, come on, get back to Sonic! Another thing that really made this movie incredible was those action sequences. Oh, boy, you know me. I love my good old action sequences in films. That's why Thief and the Cobbler is one of my favorite anime movies. Just look at it! And I can't stress enough that I was amazed that they recreated Ice Cap Zone, my favorite video game level of all time. So that to be able to see that just so true in the show, in Siberia, in fact, I just thought it was cool. The whole Sonic and Knuckles fight was pretty good. Although that also holds one of my other main complaints of the movie. This movie, for some reason, decided to be overstuffed with pop culture references, and I don't understand why. Especially that Winter Soldier joke. Like, really? Like, really? I know they were probably improvising, but, like, really? I get that's Sonic's cocky attitude. Like, I like that. It makes sense. It was established well in the first movie, but I felt like it was more noticeable here than it was in the first one. Like, there were some obvious ones in the first one, but yeah, some of them work here better. Like, their Olive Garden running gag works better here. I don't know. It's just kind of off. So, yeah, overall, this movie was just so dang great. Like, it managed to work so well for me. So, right here, I'm going to get into major spoilers, though. So, if you want to avoid all that, you might want to skip to this time right here. Just skip to it. You don't want it, man. So what I'm thinking is, it looks like Robotnik died after the whole Supersonic gig. So what I'm thinking is, Agent Stone's gonna be the main villain of the third movie because he got quite a bit of tension here. Like I said before, he's a lot better in this movie. So I can imagine he could be an entertaining main villain, considering Jim Carrey is retiring from acting anyway. So it's pretty obvious that they clearly are trying to think of alternative ways to try and figure this out. And the whole Project Shadow thing, yeah, it's probably going to be like how Robotnik and Knuckles was, just Stone and Shadow. That'd be a very, very unique dynamic, seriously. Like, the third one's going to be wild for that reason. You're going to have, like, the Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. You're going to have all the humans again. We're going to have a kind of an Avengers kind of thing here. It's going to be quite fun. So, yeah, overall, Sonic the Hedgehog 2... Just how did it manage to be so great? I have no idea. It just was. If you're even remotely a fan of, like, if you even like the games even a little bit, I believe Sonic the Hedgehog 2 would be great for anybody who's, like, trying to become a fan of the franchise. Just go watch Sonic 2. It's a satisfying movie. It's nothing groundbreaking, once again, but holy cow, it's a satisfying movie. Dare I say it was groundbreaking for having incredible action sequences and just knowing how to write every single character in this movie, because even the human subplot still managed to make me and my dad laugh. And that's another thing, too. This movie, outside those pop culture references, is a comedic riot. Just watch the scene of Knuckles just, like, reading out the texts out loud, and they just start saying ... over and over again. That stuff's a riot. Like, go watch this movie, seriously. Go watch it. Go watch it, or I'll kick your freak ass! After watching both movies and seeing how the current mainline games are going, I can safely say that the Sonic franchise is going in a great direction. I feel like after all these years of being shunned and being mistreated by Sega themselves, it's finally time to really kick back in gear. Ever since Sonic Mania's release, I've been optimistic, and that optimism has definitely been fulfilled. Like, Sonic the Hedgehog was always a part of my life. It was one of the first video games I ever played. It was just, it means a lot to me, and to see these two movies not only stay true to that, comical attitude and just amazing adventure that this franchise captured for me, but just also being really great films with action and adventure and just heartfelt friendships. that is really all I can ask for. Like, these are great family films, and they really show that even video games can have great adaptations. I'm not even lying when I say these two movies are probably some of the best video game movies we've ever gotten, outside of Detective Pikachu. But I'm biased with that one because, yeah, Misty virus. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I really had a lot of fun making this. I definitely want to talk about Sonic more in the future. I just don't know how I should. Who knows? Maybe I'll do like a thing where I replay all of the original Genesis games and Mania, and then do a retrospective like this one with the games. Who the heck knows? Maybe. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you all so much for checking this out, and I will see you all in the next one. Oh yeah, be sure to subscribe if you want more epic stuff like this, because otherwise I think things are gonna get a little misty in here.